Welcome to the Intercourse Show. I'm your host, Mr. B. Today we have a very exciting show for you. The topic of discussion is going to be the first date debate. As some of you know, the dating scene is different nowadays. There's a lot of different people that feel like, the first date should go a certain way, especially certain modern women think that, the first date is an opportunity for that man to show what he's willing to do for you. So what we're going to do is review some clips online about people's different perspectives on that first date. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it.
On the first date, he shouldn't be dating at all.
First dates are to get to know each other, not audition like she's Rihanna.
When a woman is genuinely interested in you, she'll be happy to go on a trip with you at Target.
And isn't that supposed to be the point? Yeah, but a lot of you don't want to do it because you can't brag about it, post about it, or flex about it online.
And we know, flat person. You can't even afford dinner. That's why you're dating everybody to take you outside.
I truly believe that the era of good men is not ended, but good men have woken up and they understand their worth.
Men are not brokies for offering coffee dates. Women just hate when a man doesn't pedestal them. I offered a girl drinks for once, and she said, I can take myself out for drinks. Cool. And you can take yourself out for dinner, too.
Exactly.
What she's really saying is she wants a man to prove himself with money. First dates are to get to know each other, not audition like she's Rihanna.
What's the problem? Your gym muscles don't work for real life. Big muscles don't mean big.
Stop trying to shame men for not wasting their money. Fellas, if you agree, share this. And I've still yet to have a woman explain to me why a coffee date isn't enough.
But the man is pretty much saying the new standard is coffee or nothing. Why does a man need to pay $200-$300 to impress? And I see a lot of ladies say they would rather a man take them on a coffee date so they can see if it's worth their while. Men feel the same way. And do you think I fault men for being smart? Oh, no. I say it's about time, right? Yesterday, I showed a video where guys are standing on couches, right? Enjoying their drinks. The reason why it's that way, women getting tight, because guys are not giving the all, paying so much attention to them. Things have changed. Welcome to your new future, ladies.
Videos on that weekend coffee date bull. Because let me tell y'all something. When a woman is genuinely interested in you, she'll be happy to go on a trip with you at Target. The problem is, these women that y'all are trying to talk to, they don't really like you. They don't.
Shaquille, I tried to tell him. I tried to tell him, Shaquille. You know what they told me? My standards are too high. I would never deal with a man that takes me on a coffee date. Some women just have standards. I mean, no one can make me bring down my standards. I won't bring down my standards for no man.
I have to stop right here and just say there's some truth to that. When a woman does like you, she will go out of her way to make it easy for y'all to connect. Now, when she doesn't like you that much, you have to jump through hoops for you to get on her calendar. She's asking for cash apps. She's asking for you to jump through hoops. There's the not having sex until you're married, but she got 3 kids with 3 different dudes. But she all of a sudden she get to you, she not having sex until she married. That's another hoop. It's like, it's crazy. What they saying is absolutely on par.
So generally for me, for a first date, it's going to be in a realm of a vibe. I want to be able to vibe with you, see cool, and then on top of that, communicate. Then I also want to get that shy stage out of the way. Because I don't care how old you are. I keep seeing people talk about dates and phone dates, and after you get on the phone with your first date, nice ass dinner date. No. And this is just my fucking opinion. You don't have to take it, but no. I feel like no matter what age you are, unless you just he's in the 60s, you done experienced a lot. So yeah. But when you're young dating, I feel like being on the phone is 100% different than actually meeting someone in person. Like the women say, you can be whoever you be on this internet, you can be you want to be on the phone. But when you meet that person in real life, physical form and all, every woman I've ever taken on a date or spent, the first day, or we met each other for the first time and spent some time together, they're generally always that little shy stage, you know what I mean? Or that getting comfortable stage, if I want to say, where it's like you both are trying to feel each other out to catch each other's vibe. So that's why I feel like when people say phone dates or talk on the phone, you can get that's when you meet that person in person, it's completely different. So my thing has always been to do I'm gonna give you a little insight done in the past as far as first date. I've been on trail walks, I've been on lakefront walks, I've actually done a museum, I've done a shed aquarium, I've even amusement park. I went to all those places allow you and that person to actually bond with each other. Right? While bonding, you're getting great scenery, you're spending quality time with each other, and also you're creating a memory with each other. So your memory isn't just that nigga took me go get. The memory is you guys had fun with each other. You created a Big Bang Theory in her brain. Not only did you take her somewhere and kept her entertained the whole time, you guys got that shy ass barrier out the way the whole time. You guys were sitting there talking and cracking jokes, whether you realize it or not. And this is the thing about trail walks and lakefront walks. That if y'all can bond within doing those things, and if you can sit out there and let's say you start at 5 p.m., right? The way that you know that you are enjoying yourself and the person that you're vibing with them, if that time flies by fast, like you sitting out there at 5 p.m. and then out of nowhere it hit 10 p.m., you genuinely are enjoying yourself with that person versus a little less.
That is a great point. What he's saying is 100% true. Sometimes a nice walk will allow you to connect with someone, get to know each other, a nature walk, and you're going to see what you have in common right away. If you can't enjoy a conversation during that walk, if you guys can't find anything to talk to, if there isn't anything to laugh about, if there isn't some way you can connect, and if by the end of the walk you're not closer to the person, you probably don't have that much in common with them. You know what I'm saying? So before you get into all that other stuff, that might not be your person. So he is spot on with that. That's actually a really good point.
Hour, 2 hour date, and then it's over. You barely got to talk. Once that food come, baby, I'm enjoying my food. I really don't even want to talk.
Men are getting wise, right? And you ladies don't realize you have no substance. So a man doesn't know if he really wants to be with you anyway. All he's doing is this. And the guys, this is why guys say simps ruin it for everybody, right? Because you have simps that get on this internet and say, oh, you should take on an expensive date and spend people don't have 300 ways. We're in past the recession. It's hard to get jobs nowadays. You see what's going on, right? So why would a guy want to do this? And I said it plenty of times before. You have people that are ex-NFL players that say, I wouldn't dare take a lady on a $300 dinner date. So why do you fault men, regular guys, for not wanting to as well? It's criminal.
But your priorities are so backwards. Coffee dates are quiet, intentional, and the perfect way to get to know somebody. And isn't that supposed to be the point? Yeah, but a lot of you don't want to do it because
it's true. A lot of women don't want to do the coffee dates nowadays. They feel like they don't do coffee. They don't drink coffee. I guess that date in the mind of a young lady is too cheap, or just, I guess, there isn't much to talk about. So a lot of them are opposed to it. And it's interesting because now you have female influencers who are going online and saying, and kind of like checking the ladies on it, like, why is a coffee date not good? This is what this young lady's talking about.
you can't brag about it, post about it, or flex about it online.
Real talk alert.
The truth is, a lot of you don't really want conversation, because if he sat across from you and tried to talk to you, you wouldn't have much value to add to the conversation.
Nice.
And I wish you really did have the standards that you say you do online, because holding yourself to a high standard is beautiful, but it's got to show up in every area of your life, not just at the coffee shop. You're too good for coffee dates, but not too good for one-night stands or dealing with married men or being the proud side chick or getting pregnant by literal strangers.
I don't even know what else to say, Shorty. She's hitting it right on the head. It's true. Some of the standards that these women say they have, and in reality, there's a lot of contradictions by the way that they live their life. You know, they're too grown for a coffee date, but to her point, you know, they will have a first night stand, a one night stand with somebody they just met at the bar, or, you know, the guy they actually want to sleep with, you know, they're going to rock out with. But They will get pregnant with strangers' babies and keep it. It's a lot of this stuff that she talking about is 100% true. And it's different when a woman says it versus when a man says it. When a man says it, he's a chauvinist. He's hating. But when a woman says it, I think it hits different because they understand. They get the inside scoop as to what's going on with ladies. So it's a fact. She's spilling the tea right now. She's talking her talk.
Where are all these standards when they really should count? Because if we're really being honest, the coffee isn't the problem. The character is. Because a lot of you aren't really interested in the man at all. You're really only interested in the free food, the ego boost, and the bragging rights. Because if it's a man you really like, you meet him in a parking lot if he wanted you to. And all of a sudden, you don't even need a 5-star restaurant. If we really want to get honest, coffee dates wouldn't even be a problem if we started to normalize talking on the phone again before ever going out on a date.
That's a fact. Shorty's cooking. What she just said is 100% true. The person you like, you will make time for. And it doesn't even matter what you do. As long as you're doing it together and you're infatuated with the person, you like them, you like being around them, they make you feel away, it doesn't matter. You know, it does not matter. I've had people pull up to the job just to see me a couple minutes just because they like me, right? So the point here is when you like someone, you don't make them jump through hoops for you guys to get together. It's the guy you don't like that you make jump through hoops.
I mean, actually talking on the phone, not texting, hearing each other's voice. If you actually talked and felt the vibe and got a little bit of rapport with each other before the first meetup, it would save so much time and energy, and we wouldn't be dealing with this. So no, coffee isn't low effort. It's the perfect vibe check. The only issue is that too many of us have bought into performative dating. It's not about connection. It's about attention. Coffee isn't the problem, and standards are not the problem. The problem is when we confuse bragging rights with self-worth and flexing online with real love. If you cared about your standards when no one was watching as much as you do when the internet is watching, your love life would look completely different.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Oh my God.
Fellas, this is happening. Shit is starting to make sense again. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'll never buy. We know, Flat Purse. We know you can't even afford dinner. That's why you're begging everybody to take you outside. Who want to take me out to eat? I'm so hungry. Who wants to hang out? I'm bored. We know, Flat Purse. You could never.
Hey, for the record, I'm still in that one.
Yeah.
Saying they begging nowadays ain't hitting the same. I got to start calling these women flat purse because it would never make any sense to me why a woman would not be willing and ready and even excited to spend money on her man. It just doesn't, to me, that doesn't make any sense. And you actually got some men that be like, nah, I don't want my woman to spend no money on me. What? Like they really bought into the notion that a real man doesn't allow his woman to spend any kind of money on him. You got me. And no, I'm not talking about when she spends so much money, it's your livelihood. Like she the one that pay all the bills and you can't. That's not what I'm talking about. That's a bum. I'm talking about a man that got his own, but his woman likes to spend money on him. She'll go out and buy him a nice shirt, pair of shoes, take him out to dinner, and he cool. He know I got it if need be. But we spend money on each other. And if I'm being honest, fellas, that is the woman you need to strive to have in your corner. And if she don't got it like that, she's going to find ways to make an impact in your life, whether it be cook a meal, whether it be to fix your bed in the morning before you do something. The art of giving to you is something she's excited to do. That's the woman you need to have around you. All the flat purse breezies don't want to do nothing. They ain't trying to spend no kind of money, let alone they're not trying to contribute in any other way. If picking up a tab at a restaurant is too much for her to do, trust me, you do not want to be with a woman like that in the long run. And don't let them trick you into that, oh, you're not a real man. Don't fall for none of the labels they try to give you. You a man with good sense. She should be willing to pick up a tab for you, bro. Out of 10 dates, she should at least pay for 2 or 3 of them with her own money, or at least offer to pay. And one day pull a card and let her pay. See how she move after that. Some women love that for the man that they actually. 9 times out of 10, if she's giving you a big deal about it or giving you a hard time of some sort, it's because she really don't f you. Women that like their men spend money on their men, bro.
Real talk.
And whatever y'all do, don't let them tell you otherwise. Because if you ever end up in a situation where you're dealing with a woman and she's not willing to spend any kind of money, she's not willing to contribute to your life in any kind of way, trust me, she don't really f you like that.
The men that know. What he's saying is 100% true. And this is really meant for the men who are confused about this. It could be a bit of a mixed messaging going on with regards to whether or not a woman is into you for you, or if she's into you for what she perceives you could do for her. She just wants to trick you out of some money. The men that know, if you're out here going on dates and women like you, generally speaking, there's things that women will do about their mannerisms that will tell you how much they're into you. We're not saying that you shouldn't be a man and you shouldn't step up and you shouldn't, ever pull your weight in the relationship. But we are saying that if you're meeting someone and you're always the one that has to come out of pocket, she's never willing to do something nice for you. Even on your own birthday, you got to pay for stuff. Something's off, bro. She's not really that into you. And it's true what he's saying. If they like you, they will like you, not just in word alone, but they will like you in deed. They got to be willing to stand out and say, hey, I got your back. Because that's what we're ultimately determining right now anyway, during the courtship period is, do you have my back? Because I got your back. When you got it, I got it. We eating. If I don't got it, you got it. We're eating. The point is you want to build that camaraderie and that sense of this person's really riding with you. And what he's saying is spot on.
Send her flat purse on her way. Trust me, you're better off without her. That could change.
The new lingo is flat purse. I'm going to run that into the ground. These flat purse heifers. That's what it is. And who do you see yelling it to the mountaintops the most? I don't like to shame my people, but you see it from my people. I'm not trying to say it's not white girls doing. Everybody's doing it. All modern women are doing it. Deaf to the flat purses, right? Men want reciprocation nowadays. Look, you're working, you're independent. Show that. The ladies that have sense are the ones that want to show it. Why? They want to show that they love you. When a woman, Valentine's Day comes, she's not just thinking, what is he going to get me? What do I need to get him? She's pulling out the stops. And that's one thing I loved, right? See, a lot of times you think guys go across these waters and just spend on girls. Over here, more than I've spent on her. My wife, I spent more on her because I pay all the bills. But still, as far as gifts, she's the biggest gift giver ever. And I wouldn't have it any other way. What is she showing? Reciprocation. Men need reciprocation. Things are changing. Welcome to a new day.
As a female, honestly, I could see why dudes be hating us or getting mad. I went on a date last night. He was very nice, picked me up, took me to dinner. And, I made sure we had the best time of our life. I was nice. Like, he would have never been able to think that in my head, I'm just thinking about how this man has never seen me again.
We know, Flatfur.
With Liberty Mutual, you can customize your car insurance to save.
Accept a coffee date. Look at what this man said.
The blunt and, might I add, very honest truth, but it's okay. I do understand. The truth has actually been found to hurt many an individual's feelings over the years.
When a man invites you out for a coffee on a first date, he's essentially asking you to prove yourself to him.
When did the disconnect in reality actually occur? When
you see the part there where it says it's the best way to vet materialistic women? It is. That man was cooking.
Many an individual out there actually seem to lose the understanding of the entire purpose of a first date. A first date is to get to know one another.
Because he thinks he's the prize we won over. He's giving you bare minimum.
Just my opinion, but any person that tries to judge the value of another person based on how much they spend on a first date probably isn't worth dating.
Let's be honest, for a woman to go on a date, you gotta do your makeup, do your hair, spend some time to look presentable, right?
The responsibilities of adulthood.
And a great many women do that every single day just to go to the store, but continue.
But men can just hop out of the shower and come out. And believe me, men know that.
I think a lot of women are jealous of that fact.
So tell me, if you are a woman with the slightest sense of dignity and self-worth, would you really waste so much of your time to go out on a $5 coffee date with someone? Would you though?
What some very materialistic individuals call dignity and self-worth, the rest of us have another word for.
Say to the guys, we all need to collectively agree to make first dates cheaper. There's guys out there ruining it for the rest of us on first dates. They're going out, going to Fogo de Chao and spending like $400 with drinks, dinners, buying their Ubers. A guy like me comes by and like goes to coffee, asks them to play mahjong, have a picnic on a lake, go on a walk, or some tea. It's like this guy Ed is being so cheap and frugal, while Timmy over here is buying me Perry Steakhouse. Take them back to how they used to be. You know, you get to know them. Maybe get a burger, fries, a milkshake, some ice cream. Not these fancy, extravagant things. Like, you guys really setting the bar way too high for the rest of us. And, you know, you're also hurting our wallets, and it's not really cool. I just, like, see it all the time. There's guys spending $300 on dates with girls that don't even know they'll like it. Obviously, when you really like them, that's when you start going to nice places. You know, you're courting them, and you're pursuing them. But in the meantime, guys, first dates, just bring it back to the basics. $30 max.
Slick. Y'all thought, oh, coffee dates are cheap. You know, coffee shops are in. And a lot of girls don't even drink coffee, so I'm really not paying for it. And you got caught. That's the thing. And when y'all get caught, y'all don't ever just sit back, reflect, ponder, nothing. You go straight to misogynoir and fat phobia.
Fat phobia isn't real. It's not real.
A woman came online and said, do coffee dates. And she didn't bash coffee dates. She just said, that is not my preference. But if it's yours, that's fine. And because she wasn't conventionally beautiful, everybody had the nerve to tell her to lower her standards.
She absolutely bashed coffee dates with her words, with her body language. The fact that the video even exists, she was bashing coffee dates. She basically said, oh, I don't do that, but to each his own. If you like it, I love it. I wouldn't do it, though. That's what she said about coffee dates.
Hey, man, can we stop acting as if this conversation around coffee dates that y'all are having with this woman isn't because she's heavyset?
Oh, brother.
It's because she's heavyset and you don't find her attractive.
Yes, that is absolutely part of it. Let's really get into this. There are so many women online who get off on telling rejection stories. We've seen it 1,000 times. They feel like they're building themselves up by telling, oh, men ask me out on dates, but I reject them. There's a whole trend of like, oh yeah, they ask me out on dates, but I say no. Like that, it's like a whole big thing. They love doing it. Also, Dana just had like a whole 3-part series on how handsome men don't have to live the same lives as regular men. He was talking about D'Angelo's brother, the nigga like 6'6", swole as hell. He posted a video doing some gym workout, and there's a million women in the comment section saying, hey, you can have it. Whatever you want, you can have it. I swear to God. To see a conventionally unattractive, heavyset woman online, just set her camera up, just set it up and go, well, this man saw me, thought I was gorgeous, asked me out on a date, and he talking about going to a coffee spot. No, so I got myself up and I took myself out and I got too many calories and I am treating myself how I should be treated. At the base of all of this, there's nothing wrong with that. But y'all trying to act like y'all not picking up on the tone of that video and why people are actually mad about it is just so dishonest. Could you imagine a fat, short, ugly, bald, broke man setting his camera up and talking like women owe him something over what they are trying to give him? Y'all would say he is lucky that a woman even wants him. I've actually heard y'all give that take. You lucky a woman even. The guy who just got on here and was like, when a ugly, he looked like the bottom of somebody's shoe, and he was like, hey, don't you hate when a ugly girl approach you? We just ripped him to shreds. We just ripped him to shreds, all because he was ugly. All just because he was ugly. We just tore his ass up because how Shaquille said you'd be lucky to just get some attention from a woman. And everybody was like, yeah, bro, you would. We understand it when a chopped man, y'all got me using Gen Z speak. We understand it when a chopped man gets online, just sets his camera up talking stupid. But when a chopped woman does it, now we all gotta be sensitive and man, y'all. All y'all.
They are starting to see that being loyal, giving, and doing everything right does not mean that you will be appreciated. Too many good men have been bruised by women that only saw them as a wallet, a handyman, or an emotional punching bag. Those same men are now choosing themselves. They are choosing peace as well over pressure of the world that they have to be a husband and a father. They're literally protecting their hearts. And that's not because they don't love women. They are tired of being drained by the wrong women. If women do not see that y'all are paying attention to exactly who some of us are, and some of us are just not for the right thing. They are falling to societal pressures, their little circle that's around them, their mothers, their aunties, their sisters, their friends. They want them to be the leaders in the relationship. And that's just not how it works in this world. What we say doesn't go all the time. When you're in a relationship, you have to work together as two, not as one. That is being put on this pedestal that they have to get everything done for them and men have to do what women are saying. It does not work like that. Pretty doesn't work anymore. It's not about what we look like. It's about how we treat men and how they feel. And when the man knows his worth, he's not going to stay for no drama. The new standards are for women is that you have to bring peace. You have to pour back into him. It's about a woman that understands that love isn't about taking. It's about building with that man and not trying to build on him. I truly believe that the era of good men is not ended, but good men have woken up and they understand their worth.
That's what's happened. And there's a new standard. That's why I made this video. The era of lavish first dates. Those days are over. It's over. Men's new standard is coffee, walk in the park, things where I get to know you, or nothing. And you know the wild thing? I see gorgeous women all the time saying, I need a man to take me on a coffee for the first date. And those ladies have dates lined up. I see a lot of imports, man, the imports. They're coming to a shore, to a town near you. They're here, ladies. You don't realize what's happening. Your competition is here. You might have seen a Spanish lady walking out that been here, right? But also the others are coming in and they've been coming in. Like I'm sure if I look up the percentage of foreigners who are traditional, I'm sure I may not find it because, you know, with feminism and everything, I'm sure still the numbers are high. We're losing it, but still, guys can find something better than you. Wake up.
I was on a live the other day on Instagram, and we were talking about relationships. But anyway, this girl had the nerve to say, if a man can't afford to spend $600 on the first date, he shouldn't be dating at all. Again, if he can't spend $600 on the first date, then he should not be dating at all. I'm not in nobody's budget. I'm not nobody. At the end of the day, I can go to Denny's as long as a man gonna treat me right. I don't care.
I think the funniest thing about women like getting mad at men saying they don't want to approach is first off, they're nowhere near the paragon of progressivism or egalitarianism they claim to be complete. And B, the ones who say shit like this, like they're always single. You're not in a relationship. No guy is taking you serious right now. All the girls who replied to my last video about men not wanting to approach women, you guys are all single. Like you're not fooling anybody. I'm seeing someone. So you guys are like female insults. You guys are pathetic, lame, and you're projecting me, advocating for men, saying men don't want to approach because we literally just don't want to. Now you're mad because this mythical guy who was supposed to approach you isn't going to do it because people like me are pushing men not to approach. No, you're just comments. Look at this comment. Like, no wonder you're single. Like, guys don't want you.
How do you get a brand new roof in Hampton Roads, starting at only $99 per month? At Domi Roofing, we make it.
The female version of an insult is an incel, involuntarily single. because guys are anything, so most women can get sex whenever they want, you know what I'm saying? What they cannot get is a relationship whenever they want, and vice versa for men. Men who have sexual access to women, they can get into a relationship whenever they want, pretty much. But men in general cannot have sex whenever they want. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's incel. They're incels. Men are incels. Women are incels, involuntarily single, because they can't get men to take them seriously because they're people or problematic or mental health or whatever it may be. In the same way, men who are incels are either unattractive or unpleasant to be around. They're in.
$75 a month, and you haven't met anyone yet.
No, actually, technically, the 50 is Canadian, so I think it's like $35.
Oh, how much do you pay on Hinge?
I think it's 35 plus 25.
This girl spends $75 a month on dating apps, and she does it. She pays $35 a month not to have people under 6 feet on her Hinge.
You can't make this shit up.
So you understand why men don't want to spend a lot on a first date, right? Imagine a man dates her. She's trying to avoid guys my height anyway, right? Guys know this. We have smelt the coffee, which is the new standard, which women have to tolerate or nothing. If it's not coffee, something that not even fall into our budget, because men can spend money, but why spend that much money on you? Doesn't make sense.
In total agreement with this, and I've heard it from men, from their mouths. They would rather go on a coffee date in the first few dates, and they would actually go on multiple coffee dates. That way they can suss the person out without investing too much money or time. What a time to be alive. What romance. You're dating with the intent to marry, with the intent to have a family, and you're sitting there thinking, I don't want to pay for a plate of food for someone. What kind of relationship and what kind of family are you going to be raising?
So it's interesting the point that this young lady is raising, because this is something that comes up all the time, is that they feel like, oh, you're not in a position to do that. I think what a lot of women don't understand, especially who think like this young lady, is that a man's mindset is not that he's not willing to do that for a person, but he has to gauge whether or not you're the right person he wants to do that for. Just because he met you online or randomly met you doesn't mean that there's compatibility there. It just means he's attracted to you. Now, when you sit down, you have a conversation and you get to know each other a little bit more, and he gets to fill you out and see what you guys have in common. He's also gathering information. If you like nature and he's a nature person, he's gathering that information so you can plan the next day. You know, if you're, into art and he thinks it's appropriate maybe to take you to an art gallery because you guys have that in common, he'll be able to plan accordingly, but he's gathering information. No different than if two boxers got in the ring in the first round, they're just filling each other out before they actually have their game plan, their attack plan set in motion for the fight. It's the same thing. A man's got to fill the person out. He just met you. He doesn't know you. So, of course, he's got to fill you out to determine what you like, what you guys have in common, how you're compatible, and then to plan accordingly. But if you're opposed to giving the man an opportunity to even sit down and talk to you and fill you out to see if you guys have anything in common, he's not going to, just randomly jump out and start paying for these lavish first dates just because, right? You might not even talk to the guy, but you're simply there. And some women are very, very, short and rude. And, you're sponsoring a date for someone and they're being rude and they're being short and they're being disrespectful and they're on their phone or they're not really engaged or they don't really care. They're just kind of sitting through it, right? And you probably shouldn't have been on that date in the first place, but had you not taken the time to really fill that person out, you won't know. But from how she tells the story, it's as if to say, this guy's an utter failure. Like, how could he think of having a family? He's unwilling to pay for a meal for a girl. This is the exact woman that this man earlier said to stay away from, because clearly she doesn't get it. And she's one of those manipulators.
Generosity is, again, this could be a cultural thing, but for me, generosity is one of the most important factors in a person.
See this house in Texas? Let me show you how I invested into it with just a few $100s. I did it using something called...
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
So for me, the right kind of dates, personally, that I would go on when I'm first dating someone is, yes, one and first and foremost, dinner.
We know, flat purse.
And a nice dinner. I'm not saying it has to be fine dining, but I am saying it can't be fast food. You take me out to dinner. You arrive early. I watch how you order. I watch your table manners. I watch your etiquette. I watch to see if you know how to use a fork and knife properly. I watch to see how you treat the waiters and the waitresses. I watch to see how you eat. I watch to see how you watch me, how you look at me.
The audacity.
How you look at other people. Right? Because we've all seen those guys that are checking out other women while they're with a woman. Honestly, if a guy wanted to split the bill or was concerned about paying for my food, I would just pay for the whole dinner. Another kind of date that I wouldn't mind going on, which I actually think is cute. I think a shopping date is so cute.
We know, flat purse.
Now, don't get me wrong. I am not saying go shopping where this person is buying you everything under the sun. I'm saying, like, example, they have an event on, or I have an event on, and I need to go shopping for a dress, or they need to go shopping for a suit, and you're taking the other person to get their perspective. So, you know, if he was buying a suit and he wanted a woman's eye on it, that kind of thing, I think that's really, really cute. And it's fun without being forced fun. An arcade. Going to an arcade is a bit of forced fun. Food festival. They're all over Sydney all the time. Food festivals are fun. You get to try new things together. It's a new experience together. I wouldn't invite someone to my gym. Like, I feel like this is my space, my circle. People see me all the time, and I don't want other people to see me with you, knowing that we're not concrete, right? I would still do some fitness stuff. I would maybe try a kind of fitness class, or doing a HIIT class or a boot camp or something. If there is depthful conversation prior to this date, this person should know what you've been up to, what you like to do, what you don't like to do, maybe something that you are excited to do or excited to try, or something within your realm. It is up to that other person to think a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Put effort into the thought behind the date. And they need to plan then accordingly. These are all very generic ideas, but the more specific to you it is, the hotter it is. It shows that they took the time to plan something.
Okay, I think I need to say this. Ladies, if y'all listening to me, hear me out. A lot of men are not sitting around planning dates for you. They have better things to do with their time. So it's very unlikely that a man's gonna... It's very unlikely that a man's gonna sit around and plan a date for you. Right? A lot of guys, if they're about their business, they're taking care of stuff. So, you know, they'll invite you to lunch because that's a part of their daily routine. Hey, I have meetings in the morning. I'm doing X, Y, and Z, but I'm going to have lunch at such and such place. If you'd like to join me, feel free to come and join me. You know, they're going to go to dinner. At some point, they'll tell you, hey, you know, I get off work at 5, 6 o'clock. I'm probably going to have dinner around 7. You know, you don't live too far. Let's grab a bite together, right? That's sort of in line with what they're already planning on doing. So they're inviting you to partake in what they are already doing. That, to me, is more realistic than you expecting a man in the middle of the week or something, planning this lavish experience for you. It's just not likely. Now, I'm of the mindset that a man should still show some chivalry. He should still reach out. He should still send some flowers wherever possible. He should still kind of do some of those courtship things if the relationship's at that point. But if the man's interested in you and he's trying to fill you out, you're sitting around waiting on this man to plan a date with you. Like, what? Like, this is not all men, but most men who's got shit to do is not sitting around like pondering about the most expensive, great date experience for you. It's just, I don't know anybody that does that, right? At the end of the day, it's like, I met a girl. She seems pretty cool. I'd like to sit down with her, grab a coffee, get to know her a little bit, and then see where it goes. And based on how that interaction happens, then he might plan a weekend or something. Hey, let's go hang out. I have a place, I have a beach house somewhere. Let's go check, let's go catch some waves. Or, if you're into something nature related and that person likes to do that, they'll ask you to come along to see if you guys have that in common and can connect and relate on that level. And then it builds up from there. And then eventually, when that person becomes your person, then you're like planning something for their birthday or a trip or something to celebrate them for their birthday. No one is like planning this elaborate date for the first date. I don't know too many guys who's got the time to do that. And the guys who do aren't that busy. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you got stuff to do and you're going from one thing to the next, you're not sitting around, either meeting people online and then just thinking, what is the most elaborate date I can plan for this person I don't even know? Because you could plan this great date. You go to a steak place, you plan this great steak place, and she's like, I'm a vegetarian. So this whole time you wasted planning for this amazing experience at this steakhouse, and this lady don't even eat meat, right? Because you don't really know her. So clearly it's going to be a blunder, and most guys don't do that. That's one of the reasons they want to connect with you. Something simple. Hey, I got some free time in the middle of the day. Let's catch a bite. Let's do lunch. To me, those are more like, hey, let's do lunch. Let's sit down and have a conversation. I've had plenty of great dates, on my lunch break from work. Hey, I got some time, maybe an hour or so. You're not too far from where I work. I'll meet you here. Let's sit down. I'm going to have lunch anyway. I'm sure you'd like to eat lunch. It's my treat. Come meet with me. Let's eat. Let's talk. Let's figure out what we like, what we have in common, and let's go from there. To me, that's a more natural way to get to know a person than whatever she's talking about. She's talking about depending on how the guy plans the date, and if it's elaborate enough, then she can tell whether or not he took time to plan it. It's almost like she's the bachelorette on the Bachelorette show. And these guys have to tap dance to over impress her. Now you got to keep in mind, these women are entertaining attention from multiple men. So while you're planning this elaborate date on Monday, the next person's planning for this elaborate date on Tuesday, and the next person for the following days. And what you have is this lady who's just building her ego up, thinking she's the shit, simply because all these men are just sitting around planning dates for her. Who is she going to actually take serious? Not you. She's not taking you serious because there's another guy planning this next elaborate date for the next day. So how can she focus? And why wouldn't she keep this process going on and on and on and on and on? Because everyone is essentially groveling to give her attention, which is ultimately what a lot of these women want. They just want the validation and the attention from men who are admirers of her. It's no different than a celebrity wanting the admiration of fans, and so they get, a big head because all these people love them and can't get enough of them and think the world of them and are willing to travel the world to see them and do all these different things. That's an ego boost. So I think in a way it applies on the dating scene as well, right? These people are, kind of getting a high off the fact that they could play with you, play with your emotions. And a lot of times after they do it, after you've gone through all the hoops, you jumped, you did the thing, they'll go on social media and clown you for the date that you spent all this time planning. Most dudes ain't doing that, man. They're not doing that. If if the spark isn't there, if there isn't a vibe, they're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? And it's probably the right way to kind of level set things a bit. But listen to this lady. It seems like she's got it all figured out, yet she's single.
That meant something to you, and that's romance. It's not just automatically if you go out to dinner, that's romantic. It's not. It's about the big E word, effort. And what men don't understand when it comes to, but I don't want to spend too much time or money on this person, I still don't know them, blah, blah, blah. It is not about the other person. It's about you, how it reflects on you as a man, how you look, how you present yourself. And guess what? If you think, I don't really care about what this girl thinks of me.
This is manipulation in its finest form. And a lot of dudes fall victim to this. I'm telling you, a lot of dudes fall victim to stuff like this, right? Because now she's saying it reflects on you based on how well you treat me for our first date. It says so much about you that you're unwilling to just foolishly spend lavishly on me when I'm not really even interested in you. It just makes you look bad that you didn't have the wherewithal to think through the possibility that maybe I'm just not that interested, which is why I'm making you jump through all these hoops in the first place. So she got some nerve. You got to respect the flex, though. I'm not going to hold you. She's definitely flexing. You got to respect it. But it's a stretch. And a lot of guys fall victim to this, man. Like they think they got to jump through the hoop. A girl tell you, yo, send me Cash App if you want to talk to me. These dummies are sending Cash Apps. Why are you doing that? That's crazy. You should never do that.
You should, as a man, always care about how you represent yourself. Because you know what? One day you are going to be in a relationship, and that means representing the other person. One day you are going to have kids, and that means representing your family. So whatever taste you've left in someone's mouth over your state, your presentation, your aura, all of that stays with people, and that becomes a representation of you, your partner, your family. Whereas if a man asks me to go on a walking date,
which is exactly what
walk yourself to stage left and exit.
Bro, to try to make men feel bad because I woke up to the... And I'm talking about, like, bro, used to dead had you thinking, like, for a long time that, like, the reason that she trying to lead this relationship is because, but she finna go be a goddamn lawyer, doctor, astronaut in space working on alien cases. And you know what I'm saying? Like, they sold you that she was finna go be, like, the best, like, author, rapper, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so you had to watch your woman leave and not even knowing that at this moment, her leaving you, you open up the door for something that she wanted, but she not really finna tell you that because they gotta sell you this innocence, bro. They have to sell you. You know what I'm saying? You would lose your mind if your woman just openly just said, you know what, John, you know, after 10 years of a relationship, I'm really tired of being a girlfriend, a wife, a mother of some kids. I just want to run around. They're not going to tell you that, bro. But the reality of their life is women are not even, this is a male-dominated world, as in, like, majority of the things that there are in life to do, it takes male energy. Like, you have to be a woman that's just out here literally getting up every day, getting after it, not on some tough.
Why is everyone using Ninja Transfers?
Ninja Transfers is definitely killing them. The quality.
Like, getting to it, getting to the money, letting the world happen and just letting it be. You woke up one day and you just drove to New York and you're in LA. You know what I'm saying? Like that takes a masculine energy, whether you want to accept it or not. That's a masculine vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like just randomly doing shit. Women don't function like that. Women function on like what's safe to do. Like, so like that's a rare occasion that a woman leaves you, and yeah, I'm in Kuwait. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here with the refugees. I'm out here, and even those, right? They started to even become a joke that those hoes was just going over there to get by overseas. Oh, I'm over here. Damn, what's that shit called? Bro, I forgot what that shit was called. They go over there with the refugees. Like, man, they'll be over there to help. Like, they'll be over there. They over there supposed to be helping. Man, just as sick as men, bro. Like, I be trying to tell you, like, bro, and it's even more sicker. I'm gonna say this. It's even more sicker, right? Because the world already know that's what I want from a bitch. The world don't know that's what women want from men. And what I mean by want from men, not really in the same context as we want it. Women want us to like dog them, slut them the f- out, and give them everything that we work for. And that's the end of that. Like, don't say nothing to me. Like, I'm going to you, your father, your friend, and y'all all gonna give me some money. That's how they think, bro. But the difference between man and woman is a man can actually make that happen. This is where you like me. I'm actually out here breaking. And it ain't not a noun that'll cut in and you ain't gonna never of a whole time. He be capping. He really be tricking it, man. It ain't not a noun. Tell a hoe pull up a receipt. Like, come on, man. Like, I ain't no cash app sending no bread, and I ain't going to no store getting no money off no card sending no hoe no money. But my BM barely can get some bread off. He can go do something. Matter of fact, download this parlay. Download Prize Picks. Let me put this $10 on here. We're gonna run this link, get $50 off the $10, and you gonna make these bets. That's how you make some bread. What you say? You need $150? Okay, we're gonna put in this ticket and see if we hit for $5. I give you $150, you give me the rest. You hear me? We're gonna set the play up like
All right, that was a fun video. I thought it'd be important to play that because this is a big thing these days. Dating is a whole thing, and a lot of people say the dating pool is not good. There's manure in the dating pool, and it's not a good place, and it's hard to find a person. I think a lot of times it starts with yourself, and your attitude. If you're receptive to finding a good person, your energy will attract that. If you're just out here playing games, you're gonna attract the people who want to play games. And a lot of times when you're playing games, it's a dog-eat-dog world. You're placing a bet on things, and you may win, you may lose. Don't be the guy that loses. Anyway, I welcome you guys to give some feedback. This was a fun little topic today. I know from time to time I'll cover politics and do more serious topics. This was a little bit more lighthearted. I think it's definitely necessary to do that because there's so much more to the world than just war and the effects of that. Sometimes it's good to just talk about lighthearted topics. But I welcome you guys to connect. If you're not already a subscribed member, like and subscribe and connect. Share your thoughts and as well as the video and just get engaged. All right. Talk to you soon. Until we speak again, be blessed.